53, and they have the lead at 59-53. Big disparity in the field goal percentage in favor of Sacramento. Big disparity in the free throw line attempts in favor of Oklahoma City. Ryan in Sacktown joins us. Jerry Reynolds in just a moment. Pretty good half for Sacramento.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good half for the Kings, especially considering what didn't go right. I mean, they didn't get to the line, like you said. Free throw advantage. It was what it was, but they're right in the game where they should be on their home court.
All right, Jerry Reynolds joins us. Jerry, it's good to have you on. Ryan and I were just talking about pretty good half. The field goal percentage, big time favor of Sacramento. Free throw attempts really favoring Oklahoma City. But that second quarter was very good where the Kings outscored the Thunder by 7.
Well, it's really a fun game. I mean, It's really two teams playing, young teams playing fast pace. You got stars all playing well. And I think it's almost going to come down to who takes care of the ball. Right now, neither team is. But if the Kings can really really got sloppy, even more so than I think this Thunder. But, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's who we thought he was. And, Fox has been really good. Monk off the bench, terrific. And Domas is having, a Domas game, just fell in the stat sheet. So, hey, a fun half. I love this stuff. I could watch this for about 8 more halves.
12 turnovers for Oklahoma City in the first half, 9 for Sacramento. Haven't seen anything, Ryan, from Chet Holmgren, a guy that most people feel is the front runner for the Rookie of the Year. He didn't make a basket. Only 2 free throws in that first half. I did have 4 rebounds, but offensively did nothing.
Well, I mean, look at who he's getting banged around by down there, Domantas Sabonis at times. And, I think that's part of Chet's, the streak of his game, how he's going to learn. He's got to get his body kind of a little bit better, but he's doing well. I think the Kings have the formula to stop him right now.
Jerry, question, Harrison Barnes only played 6 minutes in that first half. Is Mike Brown finally saying enough is enough, and I'm going to start you, and if you don't have it going early, I'm going right to the bench?
I think that's probably pretty much it. But the other side is, of course, he can go small, which they've done. You can play 3 guards easily against this team because they're a small team, at least physically. It's like Ryan pointed out with Holmgren, he's 7'1", but physically, he's just not strong yet. I think he's going to be terrific, by the way, long term, because he's a highly skilled guy, and he'll get, as we know, with age, you get bigger.
Well, this is what Anita's saying also, Jerry. Interesting that Keon got extended minutes and Barnes fewer minutes, seemed to help the defense and speed up the game with 3 guards. That's exactly what you were saying, Jerry.
Yeah, and certainly Keon's played extremely well. And again, a lot of it's matchups because you can easily, I think at times you could play 4 guards, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see that down the stretch if need be, because, it's kind of one of those deals, get your most athletic, best all-around basketball players on the floor and don't worry about size, and especially with Sabonis is going to clean stuff up in the middle anyway.
Should there, Ryan, be any concern that the Kings only have a 6-point lead, shooting 51% from the floor, while Oklahoma City is less than 35%?
No, not necessarily. I think the free throws make up for the lower percentage from the field for Oklahoma City, because those were good looks that they likely would have made had they not been fouled. That being said, I think the Kings are in a good position here. I mean, there's a couple areas they need to clean up. Offensive rebounding, Oklahoma City last in the league, and they've already hit their average per game. And then they're doing well on the 3-pointers for Oklahoma City. OKC first in the NBA per percentage. At just over 39% a game. So I think they're all right.
Yeah, I do too. I like the Kings in this game, 118-112. We always talk about matchups, right? We talk about, the Kings don't match up that well with the Pelicans, or they don't match up well with this team. Jerry, this is a team they do match up well against.
Yeah, it is. I think that, we've said for years in the NBA, it is a lot of times about matchups. And this is one of those teams that really they're kind of a mirror of the Kings, just younger and less experienced at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's to the advantage of the Kings. And I'm with you. You'd like to see them ahead more by 6, but the truth is, if you're ahead by 1 at the end, it's all the same. And I'll tell you, this is a good team. So if you're ahead of them, if you get outscore them every half 6 points, you're doing just fine.
Ryan, what do you think a final score is?
I think it's going to be Kings 119, Oklahoma City 113.
What about you, Jerry?
122 Kings, 114 Oklahoma City Thunder. Win for the Kings, buddy.
All right. Don't
Hey.
forget. Go ahead, Ryan. Don't forget.
Oh, no.
We're gonna have post game show right after this final horn sounds with the Kings opening up a very, very important 6-game homestand, and I think this is the game that's going to really determine whether it's a successful road trip or not. Rhino, we talked about this on the show 2 days ago. This is a really important first game.
Yeah, I think it sets the tone, Grant, 100%. And beyond that, it would make it 2 straight against Oklahoma City, who knows, you may need the tiebreaker down the road.
All right, we always talk about barometers for Sacramento. I agree with Jerry, too many turnovers, but I'm going to look at one stat that to me dictates how the Kings play. And if I see a good number, that generally tells me they're playing very well, and that's assist. Jerry, they had 19 assists in that first half.
Yeah, ball moving beautifully. Obviously, this is a very unselfish team, and that showed up as much in the first half as we've seen all year. And like I say, you'll get that great assist to turnover ratio if you just clean up a couple of things. You had a couple of just really unforced turnovers. You're going to make some turnovers
Yep.
playing, but yeah, this is that first half was Kings basketball.
Rhino,
Yeah,
I don't think Oklahoma City is going to win this game if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doesn't get help. I mean, as good as he is, and he had 20 points in that first half, he needs some help, and nobody's doing anything else other than him.
Yeah, and force that issue. Make somebody else beat you. Start pressuring him 3/4 court. Pick him up a little bit higher. I think that can make a difference.
Yeah, he's a guy you can get the ball out of his hands. He's not going to penetrate as consistently from out half court as like a Fox can do. So I would run somebody at him, and this maybe the most important. Don't put him on the line. Make him make shots.
Yep.
He can do that, but you give him 6 or 8. You just give him 6 or 8 points.
Other scores that affect the Western Conference standings. Minnesota keeps rolling right along. They clobbered Dallas in Dallas tonight, 119-101. Elsewhere, the Denver Nuggets took care or are taking care of Brooklyn. They're going to win that game, so they'll get a W there. And then Golden State currently playing the LA Clippers. No Paul George in that game for the LA Clippers. Right here, though, 59-53. And I would think, guys, that if you're Mike Brown right now, you're pretty happy with what you just watched in the first half and where you sit at intermission, Rhino.
Yeah, you got to be. And I think he's found that magic combination of Monk and Fox on the floor together. Assists are high. So I think it's a happy locker room coming out and a motivated locker room coming out.
Yeah. Jerry, you think turnovers is the real key here? You think if the Kings just take care of the ball, they'll be fine?
Yeah, take care of the ball and get to the line a little bit. They've got to get to the line, get some easy points, and they settled maybe too much for perimeter stuff there for a while. But I think that'll change in the second half.
All right. Lot to like if you're a Sacramento Kings fan. The Oklahoma City Thunder right now seem to be a one-man team based on the first half numbers. 20 points on 5 of 11 shooting. And here's the other deal. We talk about free throws, Rhino. I mean, Gilgeous-Alexander had the bulk of them. He got there 9. Yes. He was there 10 times and made 9 of them.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. I mean, last year he was amongst the league leaders. So that's what they try to do. And as Jerry said, run a second man at him.
And the good news is, other than Keegan Murray, their foul situation's not an issue. Sabonis, Barnes, Fox, Herter. I mean, they all have, one foul pretty much. Fox has 2. So that's not going to be an issue. We always talk about Malik Monk. I mean, it seems like very rarely do we talk about him having a bad game anymore. And he had 10 points on 5 shots. That's just very good production.
Yeah, he's become such a terrific playmaker. I mean, he really is outstanding at that. And he's given both, of course, McGee a nice basket, and he's given Domas a couple of good looks in there. And, we've said before, when you really get down to it, he's the 3rd most valuable player on this team. Easily.
Yep. More than halfway to a double-double with 6 assists, Malik Monk. So good basketball being played right now.
There's really, again, this homestand starting off on a good note. We'll see how this second half goes. Jerry, we really appreciate you joining us in intermission as always, and you have yourself a great weekend.
Well, I will, and I'm looking forward to you guys having a really fun post game, by the way. So anyway, let's just have another half of really some fun basketball.
Sounds good, Jared. Appreciate you. And Ryan, you and I are going to be coming on right after the game, right after the final horn sounds 59-53. And I've gotten a few messages. Yes, we are close. We are close to the merch being on the website. We're just waiting for some legal issues, which, in this day and age, you have to, check all the boxes. And that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, that pesky AI. Grant's got all these different logos out there. Gotta get them approved.
Yeah. What's your take on Keon Ellis? We got Italy checking in. What's your take about Keon Ellis? If he goes in hitting threes, it's a huge thing for us. Well, again, he had a very good half. I mean, he played, 14 minutes and looked like he was just very comfortable on the floor and contributed.
Yeah, my take is he looks great out there with that second unit and even with some of the first unit at times. And then on top of that, he can guard multiple positions, something Davion Mitchell could not do. And then the offense has already been touched on.
Again, I don't see Oklahoma City winning this game unless somebody other than Gilgeous-Alexander gets it going, which has not happened in this game. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, who's going to be the guy for Oklahoma City that at the end of the game, if Oklahoma City wins, we're talking about? Is it going to be Dort? Is it going to be Giddey? Is it going to be Holmgren? Is it going to be someone off the bench? I haven't seen it through the first 24 minutes, Rhino.
I would look out for Isaiah Joe. He can get really streaky from behind the three-point line, spark off the bench. He shot 3 of them in the first half, only made 1, but keep an eye on him, especially with the problems the Kings have on the perimeter guarding guards.
Yeah, Joe only made 1 basket from downtown. He was 1 of 4 in 8 minutes. But as Rhino said, he is a guy that you do not want to see get going. Sacramento outscored in the first 30-29, but then they put 30 on the board. So a very consistent offensive half, 29-30, whereas Oklahoma City had 30 in the first and 23 in the second. And it all totals up to a 59-53 halftime lead. Ryan, the second half should be a lot of fun, buddy, and we look forward to being right here in a little more than an hour.
Can't wait, partner.
All right. And for those of you that are joining us for the first time, if you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. We'll see you at halftime. Right now, it's the Kings on top by 6. So